Welcome to By the Way with Beth and Stacey. I am Beth Cooper.
I am Stacey Earlywine, and you know what? I love our theme song.
I love our theme song too. It's so 1940s big band.
It is. I love big band music.
Oh, I do too. Did you know there was a big band concert the other night in Flora? At
New
Beginnings. I didn't know anything about it until it was over, and then someone said they went. My own mom, and I was like, "What? I would have loved that." That's my kind
I don't
of music.
even know what happened. I don't know what happened. I think New Beginnings Church.
They brought in a band.
Yeah.
They brought in a band.
A big
I think
band,
it was great.
I
heard
love
it was
big
great.
band. It's my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know when it was.
Yeah, I don't remember which night it was. But anyway, that's cool. Maybe big band will come back.
Let's hope so.
We're bringing it back, folks.
We're bringing back big band.
We're bringing it back right here with our theme song.
Yeah. I do love our theme song. But so, are you listening to Christmas music?
24/7, unless my kids are in the car and they want to change it to
rude.
To country when I'm not looking. They might change it to country. I still have one child that likes to listen to Hamilton. We'll go back and forth between that. So, yeah.
What's your favorite?
Favorite Christmas carol is
Christmas.
Oh Holy Night. But my favorite Christmas channel, because I have 7 of them right now in my car. 7 Christmas channels.
Holy mother of pearl.
You can see why my kids are like, Mom, seriously. But like 98% of the time, it's on holiday traditions. Holiday traditions. Sirius XM. No, but the other ones are pretty modern Christmas music, and then one of them is just Christian artists that have done Christmas songs, and then the other is like, I don't even know why I plugged it into I didn't know what it was when I saved it, but it's like almost like opera music it's I don't know if it's really even opera. It's very like almost like monks chanting and stuff. I don't know. It's weird.
Now you've lost me.
I know. I'm like,
okay. Complete. I don't even know.
I'm out on that one.
Yeah, I love Christmas music. I listen to it a lot. My favorite, my very favorite Christmas album is from Vanessa Williams, and it's called Star Bright.
Okay.
And I love all 10 songs on that thing are
great.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got an intro to Go Tell It on the Mountain that's totally doesn't just start with Go Tell It on the Mountain.
Okay.
It's got like a super,
She sang the verses and not just the chorus.
Well, she has this intro. Mary had a baby. Oh, yeah. Mary had a baby. Oh, my Lord.
Oh, okay.
Mary had a baby. Oh, Lord. People keep a-coming and the train done gone. Wow. And it's like got this beautiful, and then it like goes. And then she does this other thing. Then she goes into Go Tell It on the Mountain. It is my favorite Christmas song that you never hear on the radio.
Yeah. One of my favorite Christmas songs that it's not really a Christmas song is the thing. It could be played year round. But for whatever reason, the radio stations just want to play it at Christmas. But it's that one by Alabama, and it's Angels Among Us by Alabama.
Oh, that's
song
a good
is
song.
So good. And,
that is a good song.
It could be played anytime, but whatever. They probably released it on a Christmas album or something. So it only gets played now, but that's a good one.
Yeah,
No, my favorite, and I've said this on another episode, maybe the 80s, but my favorite Christmas album ever was by New Kids on the Block. It really is a good one. They stuck to traditional songs, and it's good. They did a good job with it.
I love Patti LaBelle. She's one of my favorite singers, and I'm like, ooh, she's got a Christmas album. Hate it.
Oh, really?
Worst. It absolutely the worst Christmas album, and I was so disappointed because I do love her. But that Vanessa Williams, Star Bright, fantastic.
You know who has a new Christmas album out? Bing Crosby. His kids released a new album.
Well, they need some extra cash, or
I don't know. They're also like hosting the Christmas channel that I listen to on XM.
Really?
So they had like a show on there where they talked about their dad, like funny little tidbits, personal, kind of getting to know him a little bit better. And they talked about him and about their Christmas shows they used to do, and some of their favorite songs. And then they plug this new album they just released by him.
You guys know that Bing Crosby is her celebrity crush, right?
It is. I do love me some Bing.
Yeah, my favorite's Chestnuts Roasting, the Christmas song Chestnuts Roasting on an Open Fire by Nat King Cole. You want to talk about a smooth voice.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and Lou Rawls.
Yeah.
Lou Rawls does the a version of the Little Drummer Boy.
Yep.
Jazzes that baby up.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Fantastic.
Yep, I've heard that one this year.
I'm seriously going to YouTube in between to get my Christmas. So I don't even know what we're doing today.
Well, we're talking about the downtown Flora area,
yes,
and about all of the stores that were once there that are no longer there, and how people shopped back in the day.
Yes, and I remember that. I remember most of these stores, which I'm older than you are, and you don't remember them all. So I've got like memories of a lot of these stores. But so since we're doing that, we're going to do our ad here. I'm going to pull it up on my phone.
Okay.
And this is actually, I just picked this because it's really cute.
Oh,
it's from the 40s. Everybody shops for Christmas at W.T. Grant Company.
The family
store. I've never heard that, but I really picked this because of the pictures. I love the top picture with Mom and Dad. Of course, I love her shoes. I love her hats. I love Dad. And then the next one is the Kings and the Queen. And then the one down below it is the lady walking her black poodle. Isn't that the cutest?
I wonder if this was an England store.
You know, with the kings and queens?
Yeah, they're all it's very British feeling to me. But
it is very British. Well, you're absolutely correct. Yeah, because you've got the knight and the king and the queen. But yeah, I literally picked it just because I just think it's a beautiful ad.
Yeah.
And I love the way it's done because everything is just...
Yeah.
And that one big green ornament
right in front,
hanging off the tree.
Whoever the graphic artist was for that ad. Well done. Bravo.
Well done.
Bravo.
I agree. I think that's a great... I don't know. I just saw that and thought that is a really, really cute ad. So many of these ads, I would love to, print them off and frame them.
Yeah, that'd make super cute
artwork
for the walls. I like that.
It really is, and like you say, you take those things and because like some things, everything's so expensive now. But yeah, you take some of these ads, some of them Santa Claus, frame them. Shoot, man, you got yourself a. Yeah, I loved it.
Yep. Very cute.
Very, very cute. So, yeah, we are going to talk about old stores downtown. I say old stores, and it's like, I don't know.
Some of them aren't that old.
No, we'll talk about new stores and all that stuff. And so how we came up with this, it's just like, it's like one of those things because like people will be shocked. I remember the downtown area of Flora and not so much Louisville because I was raised in Flora. With a lot of shopping, like every single store. I mean, you walked it, you just went doop, 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 doop. In every single store. We had dime stores, we had pharmacies, we had so many different, I don't know how many dime stores we had. Shoe stores, clothing stores. And people forget that we had all those stores. And even though I don't have a lot of pictures, we don't have pictures of them. But, and I was like, you know what, let's do one on downtown shopping because I remember when it was the hustle and bustle. When we went Christmas shopping, we did not leave Flora. It wasn't like now, my sisters and we went shopping the other day. We just took off to Terre Haute, then we went down to Vincennes, and then we came home. It wasn't like that when I was younger. We literally shopped downtown.
Right.
And we're not only going to talk about the downtown area, we're going to talk, I remember when the Southern Garden shopping, when it was built and had P. and Hirsch, Ben Franklin, all those old stores too. And we also had a great store called Cousin Fred's.
That's right.
Out there. So we're just going to hit and miss on those. Beth, it's like, how do we find out? Because my memory's not like what it used to be. So we just put it out there. And we had...
Oh my gosh, I kind of lost track of how many comments. So I posted, there's a page on Facebook, if you don't already follow it on Facebook, called You Are From Flora, Illinois. And it's a Facebook page that with a lot of memories, nostalgic things, photos that are posted. And I just asked on there like, hey, Stacey and I are getting ready to do a show and we're going to talk about shopping downtown. What are your memories of shopping in downtown Flora at Christmas time in the past? And I got so many replies. So thank you to all of those that replied. I am going to, after a break,
talk about them.
I will pull that out and read some of those comments about the great
one
stores.
Thing, and I did find out in reading some of those comments, we did a story on Throgmorton Palace that was actually at Gaslight Square, but then it fell in that building, and then they moved downtown on the East North Avenue side and north side of the road there. And because remember we talked one time about how we want to bring back the music shopping downtown, it wasn't only just decorated, but there was Christmas music playing.
There was an outdoor speaker, and you could hear it up and down the street.
That was at Throgmorton's.
That was at Throgmorton's. That's what I remember. And I don't know, maybe even years way before that, it might have been something that was done, to other stores. I mean, way back to like Bowman Hardware. They may have played something like that, but sometime. I don't know if it would have been that early.
We had talked about that. Did we ever even approach anybody about that? About bringing that music back? I feel like I say so many things passing to people.
But we would like to bring that back at Nostalgia Theater.
Yeah.
And somehow put music out there, especially at Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't mind doing it all year.
I wouldn't mind having music going all year long.
There's a really cool town. Probably most of you have been there. I've only been there twice. Jacksonville, Illinois. There's a university there. But they also have a quilt shop. That's why I was there. Okay.
Jacksonville's where that big school for the blind is at.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then that one college is there, but it did close down last year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, they have a big square in the center of a beautiful square in the middle of their downtown, and their downtown is everything Clay County wants their downtown to be.
Yes.
It is booming, bopping. Every storefront is filled. People are walking, and it doesn't matter what time of year it is. And this square, of course, that's where the quilt shop was, and then there was also a sewing machine store on the same square. So there was two things that we walked to there, but from the center of the square, they had some I think don't quote me on this, but I think it was a Veterans Memorial or something in the middle part of the square. But they had 1960s music playing from some speakers. So no matter where you were on the square, it was like 1960s music. It was awesome. Yeah. It had such a fun vibe. Everybody was happy. Everybody was walking around shopping. It was a great atmosphere. And I think music adds so much.
Music is life to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, music is life to me. That is one of those things. I think, we're going to take a quick commercial break, but I definitely think that is one of those things we need to talk to Jim about, because with that marquee, I guarantee you he could figure something out.
Yeah.
Woo, one more project for Jim Earlywine. We'll be right back after this message.
At your locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores in Flora and Louisville, you can count on experts to have the solutions to keep you running on the road or in the field. More than just your car, the Napa Auto Parts stores in Flora and Louisville carry a large inventory of Napa products for farms, heavy trucks, and just about everything that moves. Experienced associates understand your needs and are ready to help with the perfect part at a great value. That's Napa Know-How at your locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores in Flora and Louisville. Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
We like technology at Flora Savings Bank. Here's what you can accomplish in our mobile banking app in less than 30 seconds. See account balances in your transactions, set up an account alert, make a transfer between accounts, get an alert text message about your transfer, pay a bill, turn your debit card off and then back on. It all happens in the palm of your hand with our free My Bank to Go app. Search My Bank to Go in the App Store or Google Play and give mobile banking a try. Flora Savings Bank, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Doors, paint, windows, electrical, plumbing, and much more. Oh yeah, give me all your guns too.
John Lucas.
What?
You better be dreaming about all the stuff we sell here at Zink Building Center.
Oh, I would. Zink Building Center in Louisville on Route 45. It's a cool place.
Welcome back to By the Way with Beth and Stacey. I'm Beth Cooper.
I'm Stacey Earlywine, and I didn't realize we were done with our commercial break.
Yes, she's still talking. Can you believe it?
Shocker. Yeah, let's just kind of go through your...
some memories from people.
Let's go through some memory lane here.
Okay, I won't read all of them because there was really a ton of them, but This one I thought was interesting. This is from Irene Davis. She writes, back in 1953 to 54, I met my husband-to-be, Bob Davis, at the John Green store where my brother was the manager. My brother asked me to be a witch on the Halloween float for the John Green store, and Bob drove the float. And before the parade, he asked me to the movies after the parade. 70 years later, I still think fondly of that store in Flora, Illinois. I have a feeling Irene maybe doesn't live here any longer, but
Yeah, I still now see that's the
but
one of
this
the
is
stores.
a page where people, even that don't live here anymore, will enjoy. So I hope that people that are on that page already know about our show.
Yeah, but
They'll enjoy it too.
Exactly. But that's the one store that was mentioned, and a couple other people mentioned that store. I knew nothing about. John
and
Green.
she didn't say where it was. I don't know that anyone else did either, but the John Green store. Because I was like, wait, did she mean John Deere's store? I was like,
Well, I was
John
thinking
Green?
John Green.
John Green is actually an author. My daughter Malia reads his books. Okay. Here's one from Jennifer Traub. She said, my mom worked at Jayco's when she was younger.
Jayco's.
Western Auto, Ben Franklin, and Cousin Fred's were other stops on our shopping day, which only happened once a week, and that was on Saturday.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You
got stuff on Jayco's?
Jayco's.
I know you have a good Jayco's story.
Okay, so Jayco's was a 5 and dime.
Uh-huh.
Jayco's was on the corner there where the China buffet is at.
Okay.
Okay. So here's my story on Jayco's. Great store. You walked in, and on the very back was these just big glass things full of just junky toys.
Uh-huh.
You know, Jacks, plastic dinosaurs, little cheap Barbie dolls. My mother and I had just come from Murphy's dime store.
Okay.
Okay, and we'll talk about Murphy's too. And when you went into Murphy's, that's where the gym was at.
Okay.
A lot of people mentioned it on your thing.
Okay.
When you walked in there, on the counter, they had popcorn. So you could get free popcorn. So now remember, Mom and I are Christmas shopping. Downtown music's playing. We're popping into all these stores. Well, I've eaten almost all my popcorn because it's on the other block. We go into Jayco's. My mom's tired, and we're in there. And the lady that used to work at older lady that had the bun in her hair, that used to work at Dairy Queen.
Brenda.
Brenda worked in there at the time. So we're in there. My mom's piddling. They also had there was a parrot in there that spoke.
Oh,
There was
okay.
also a parrot in there.
What did it say?
I don't know. Probably Stacy's a thief. Anyway, I'm a little girl, remember? Okay. I've got my bag of popcorn halfway eaten. So Mom's doing that stuff. We get up there, and she's not paying a bit of attention. We walk out that door, and I went, look, Mommy, look what I bought. And I had filled my empty popcorn bag with all those toys, like little jacks, rings, plastic, just stuff.
So you didn't steal just one little thing. You took a whole
I
bag.
took the whole bag. And my mom was like, Stacy, you stole them. I said, no, I'm shopping.
Oh.
And she was like, Stacy, you stole, my mother marched me back in that store. Brenda's right there. And she was like, tell her what you did. And so, of course, it's all buttery and salty. All the toys are. And I'm like, well, and I'll never forget that as long as I live. And yeah, my mom made me apologize, and I had to hand everything back. But the craziest thing, then I grew up a little bit, would go into Jayco's. Brenda would follow me around that she
Brenda.
followed me all over that store.
I love her. She's great.
She was great. And then when I got older, and then she started working at
Dairy Queen.
Dairy Queen, which is my everyday stop for my Diet Coke, right? The first 2 times I was there, I'm like, oh my God, that's the lady that hated me for stealing at Jayco's, So finally, after a few months, I'm like, do you remember me? And she went, oh yeah, you're Sticky Finger Stacy. I said I was like 6. Give me a break. Yeah. So that's
funny.
That's my Jayco's.
Oh, that's a good
story.
one.
It is. It's the great story. And like I said, Murphy's. A lot of people mention Murphy's. And Cousin Fred's.
Yep, that
Let's
was on
talk
a lot.
a little bit about.
Well, I got more Jayco stories.
Oh, you got a Jayco story?
Yeah, well,
Lay it
not
on
from me personally, but from
Okay.
Sharon Bird. She said, I remember getting money from Mom to buy gifts for everyone. My sister, Nancy, and I put ours together and bought gifts at Jayco's for everyone. We got my dad a vinegar cruel because he would mention it at meals. I don't know what a vinegar
I don't know what
cruel
that is.
And then Gina Dalfett agreed with her and said, yeah, my mom got us all a serving bowl from there, and it may have cost 50 cents to $1 each. Like, that's how much a serving bowl was at this time.
It was a beautiful store. It had everything. It was just a great store.
Yeah. Gina went on to say she remembers taking all of her money, a whopping $10, to Jayco's to buy my Christmas for everyone, which was about 7 to 10 people, she said. Wow. And I dropped a $1 bill, and I thought I had lost it. And she said that was a lot for me to lose, and I started to sweat. Luckily, I found it and was able to purchase the rest of my Christmas. So, yeah. There's probably, let me see if anyone else says anything about Jayco's.
Yeah, go through there. You're a million. Yeah, Jayco's was a great store. I loved Jayco's. I can't remember if anybody else put anything on there about Jayco's or not.
Yeah, I don't know. There was just so many
comments. Stories we have.
Some of these stores I had heard of, others I hadn't. And a lot of these stores, I mean, these are what people remember that are still alive. And I mean, we could go into a whole other episode about the stores that were here 100 years ago. But that doesn't have the same nostalgic effect.
It does not.
Because you guys kind of like to reflect back on things that you too remember.
Absolutely.
So that's kind of what we're focusing on today, is not the way back, but
just
the semi way back.
Yeah, semi way. Well, yeah. You know, what am I, 56? So 50 years ago, when I stole from Jayco's.
Yeah, you thief.
You filthy criminal.
Yeah, no, you filthy animal.
You filthy animal. Get out of here, you filthy animal.
I'll pack your guts full of lead. I don't know. We can keep going. I don't see much more on Jayco's.
We'll find more. So Cousin Fred's was a great store. Cousin Fred's is out there on the highway. And now it's Car Corral. But it used to be a huge store, and they carried everything. It was like a baby Walmart. Because Cousin Fred's carried everything. Cousin Fred's is where my dad bought me my first pink Huffy.
Oh, yeah?
For my birthday. It was when...
Did it have a banana seat?
No. This one did not have the banana seat. It was the brand new bike. It was all pink. And it had like the seat that was not the banana seat, but like a little bit wider, this long and wider. And it was very cushiony. It was almost like quilted on top. I loved that pink Huffy.
Yeah, I bet that was a good bike.
It was a good bike. I don't know how. My mom was a pitcher. When things were done, she threw things away. I'd kill to have that pink Huffy back. But I'll never forget. Once again, we get the pink Huffy. I'm so excited. And then we lived on South Locust Street. My Uncle Harold, my dad's brother, who I loved dearly, him and my Aunt Jean, lived over on Austin. And I'll never forget, my dad, we got that bike out, and the first thing I did was jump on that pink Huffy, and I rode my pink Huffy. Dad walked behind me to show my Uncle Harold.
Oh.
My Uncle Harold was a great man. He was my Archie Bunker.
Oh, okay.
Typical Archie Bunker, but Harold Hempel was a phenomenal man. And, he was super excited about my pink Huffy.
My memories of Cousin Fred's are minimal.
Did you think he was your cousin, too?
Nope.
I was disappointed when I found out Fred wasn't my cousin.
I don't know Fred. I never stepped foot in the store. But what I remember about Cousin Fred's is the building. I could see it, but I never actually went there because my grandparents lived on Sunset Drive.
Right.
And their backyard faced the parking lot, the side parking lot of Cousin Fred's. So if we were outside, we'd be like, oh, there's Cousin Fred's. Oh, they're busy today. Oh, everybody's coming and going from Cousin Fred's. But I never actually went there.
Yeah, and the thing about it is...
But I didn't live here. I was only visiting my grandparents. At that time, I lived in Harrisburg.
You know, because those stores were bustling, and then I'm not really sure what happened. Well, I think Walmart is the...
Walmart is what killed all of these stores.
Yeah. Walmart killed the downtown area.
Yeah, instead of video killed the radio star.
Did not get,
We just wrote our first hit song right there.
We sure did, yeah. Walmart is the destruction of small downtowns.
I think Alan Jackson said it best in his one song about the small man, how the big stores killed the small man.
Killed the small man, that's true.
Yeah,
okay. So let's go back to the top of your thing and read some more stuff.
Okay.
Let's see what else. We don't want to miss anything.
No, we don't.
We don't want to miss the good stuff.
Nope. There's so many.
There is a lot.
Where did I scroll to? I'm getting there. Okay.
You are. It's all good.
Ollie's Dress Shop.
I remember Ollie's, yes.
And Country Squire. I can kind of remember Country Squire. Now, those Country Squire was, correct me if I'm wrong, but it was there where Glitzy Girls is now. Is that right?
Yeah, Ray Snyder.
Ray Snyder.
Ray Snyder owned the Country Squire. Classy store.
Was it?
Massive. Oh, I would say out of all the stores, Country Squire was the top of the line, and they had like men's suits, and it had that wonderful smell. What I loved about Country Squire, when you walked in there was just all these, and it had women's clothes and hats and scarves and purses, and it had men's suits. But when you walked in, then like toward the back of the store, there was like these steps up. So then there was like
I remember that.
Oh, I love the Country Squire.
And it had a really good smell.
It had a great smell.
It was like a ritzy, leatherish smell, like you were buying fine items or something.
I believe, like, of all the stores we had, we'll talk about all of them that were downtown. But yeah, they were definitely, I would say, as far as price goes, the most expensive. The elite, I would say, shopped at Country Squire. I love the smell of Country Squire.
Okay, let's talk about Murphy's, because Elizabeth Gibbon Washer says, Murphy's, remember the candy up front.
Oh, Murphy's is where I bought my bag of popcorn.
Okay.
Oh, Murphy's was great. And Murphy's was also one of those, because like if you know, like you walked in and it was those hardwood floors. So it had that smell of candy and hardwood floor. And Murphy's was another dime store. And they had right in the back, the smell of fresh popcorn just hit you right in the face.
Carol Brooks Schroeder, she said that she worked at Murphy's in 1955 and 56, and I always felt I smelled like peanuts and used to steal orange slices. She made 50 cents an hour. So
50 cents an hour.
50 cents an hour. She deserved a free orange slice now and then.
I'd say so, yeah. 50 cents an hour. Wow. Yeah. What else you got, people? Murphy's was hit on a lot. Murphy's was hit a lot because it was and that's like I said, right where.
So what all did they?
Murphy's was another dime store.
Okay. So and where was it at?
Where the gym is at now.
Oh, right. You said that.
Yeah, the gym is at was where Murphy's is at. Yeah. Yeah, and then right next door to it was Rexall Drugs. We'll talk a little bit about it later on. But yeah, Murphy's was a great store.
Rebecca Wheeler Grogan said Murphy's for Christmas candy and small gifts is where they shopped. And then they went to JCPenney's for clothing and Briscoe's for fruit and candy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We'll talk a little bit about Briscoe's, too.
Okay, let me see if there's anything else about Murphy's. Western Auto is another one of big favorites. Oh, and we could talk about Wilt's.
Oh, we got to mention the Wilt's.
First of all, let me finish Murphy's.
Okay,
this is Lisa Haycock.
Yeah.
Lisa Haycock said, I loved Murphy's as a child, was always excited to go in there and look at all of the candy. But Ben Franklin is where I bought most of my records, old comics, and newsstand. Loved going there on my dad's payday and picking out one new comic, usually an Archie or Richie Rich one. And then she goes on to talk about some other businesses. Okay. But yeah, she loved Murphy's.
You would have loved. We'll talk about Ben Franklin. You would have loved it.
Oh, I actually can remember. We can talk about it now. I actually remember.
We need to take a commercial break.
Oh, okay. We'll come back and talk about fabric. We'll be back.
If you're looking for a loan for your brand new home, call Clay County State Bank. If you want to transfer money so your future will look sunny, call Clay County State Bank. We got checking and savings and bill pay too.
An online banking, just ask our crew. For all your banking needs, we think you will agree.
Clay County State Bank is the place you need to be. Clay County State Bank.
At Clay City Banking Company, we're all on the same team, regardless of zip code. At home, work, school, or across the country, you can be part of our team with our cutting-edge mobile banking products. From your hand, you can check balances, transfer money, make deposits, and pay bills. Looking for a loan? We've got you covered with our mortgage, agriculture, commercial, and consumer loans. Join our team today. Clay City, Flora, Louisville, and Fairfield Banking Companies. We're the hometown banks, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
It's the weekend and your symptoms are worsening. The morning of a big meeting and you have a bigger sore throat. Ever experienced that urgency after picking up your sick child and your community health center has already closed? You will be able to connect to a provider at crhpc.org. Even if you have never been to CRHPC, you are welcome to utilize our services. Feel better after scheduling a video visit with CRHPC.
Tomorrow, Some fear the uncertainty it brings. Some trust the promise it holds. At Grinnell Mutual, we are always looking forward to tomorrow, growing and innovating. So even if the plans you have for the future aren't the same as the plans the future holds for you, you can be ready. Because we'll be ready, like we have been for over 100 years. Trust in that. Trust in tomorrow. Talk to your mutual agent today.
Your local agent is on the square. Louisville, Clay County, Farmers Mutual Insurance.
Welcome back to By the Way with Beth and Stacey. We are talking about past stores that were downtown in Flora, Illinois, and reflecting on that.
40s, 50s, 60s,
yeah.
70s,
mm-hmm. Maybe even a little bit into the 80s.
Yeah. We're going to get excited on this. We're just going to banter back and forth. Mm-hmm. So when we be like, oh, got to go to, don't just ignore us.
Yeah.
We're going to get excited about this episode.
Another comment on Murphy's, though, that we had from Sandy Henson. She said, Murphy's Dime Store. It had a big candy area when you first walked in, and it was all glassed sections with scoops. The floors were wood, so they creaked when you walked in. Mm-hmm. And they had a place where you could buy warm cashews. Oh, I would love that. I bet that smelled heavenly. Yeah. They had one of those scales that you put in a dime for your weight.
That's right.
Imagine that, paying to be told you are fat.
Put down the bag of candy, you Patty.
Yeah.
I love it. I forgot about that,
It's funny that they would have a weight machine in a store that was, like, known for candy.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So what one you want to do next?
Let's talk a little bit about, Western Auto. Western Auto was owned by the Phillips family, and it was a typical hardware store. Western Auto is kind of like before Ace Hardware. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were good. Oh, Ollie's. I wanted to touch on a little bit about Ollie's. You mentioned it.
Yeah,
Ollie's
let me find out who's talking about that.
Gosh, Ollie's, I think, was on East North Avenue on the north side of the road.
Mm-hmm. It was Robin Dickey. She said, Ollie's Dress Shop, wonderful memories.
Oh, Ollie's was another one that was great. And Ollie's, I think, it was only women's clothing.
Okay.
And Ollie's was Ollie's was like kind of like for older women, but they carried hats and jewelry and gloves. It was first owned by Jerry Knight and then B.J. Eckleberry.
Okay.
B.J. Eckleberry. I remember B.J. Eckleberry owning Ollie's. The other thing that we had in town, too, that I don't think too many people mentioned was we actually had the Gentleman's Shop, which was just right next door to Ollie's.
Okay.
And it was where men could buy three-piece suits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Gentleman's Shop. And the Gentleman's Shop was around all the way through the 80s. So was Ollie's. Yeah. Another store we had that it's a good thing that's not in this town. Do you guys remember when we had a Cato? We had Cato in town.
Yeah, Cato. But is that the same as Cato's?
It's the exact same Cato.
Oh, really?
It absolutely is.
Huh.
Yeah, Cato's was in town over there, and it was on the north side of the street on West North Avenue.
Yeah, there were several comments about Cato's.
Oh, I
think they mainly just said they loved it. Carolyn Frank says, or Carolyn and Frank, I'm not sure. Carolyn. She said, Cato Dress Shop, first time I fell in love with clothes.
Yep. Linda Newby, the nurse. She worked at Cato's.
No kidding.
Yeah, Linda Newby.
I used to work with Linda. I love her.
Oh, she's a very nice person. Yeah, Linda, I'm almost positive she worked at Cato's.
Okay, Diane Becker, she said JCPenney's and Cato store. And then Tot and Teen stores. Man's shoe store. Those were her favorites.
Those were her favorites?
But there was also Wilkins shoe store.
You know, Wilkins shoe store, I don't know anything about. Shara Wilkins probably put something on there.
Yes, she said, I have a few pictures, but she didn't share them. But she said when he opened it, it was where Common Grounds is. And then later across the street, which is part of the Outpost now. And then Sammy Wickheiser went on to say Danny Wickheiser worked there back in the day.
Huh.
So yeah.
Now, see, I don't remember them, but I do remember Delman shoes.
Yeah, a lot of people loved the man shoes.
Yeah, and what was the greatest thing? And I think if you can find a comment, I don't know if Nancy DeHart, she did the same thing for me. But you bought Buster Brown's. They carried Buster Brown's. That's where I got my shoes when I went to school. What was great about Delman shoes, when you walked in, there was like a chicken, and like a fake chicken in a big case. And you put your quarter in, and the chicken go, and it laid eggs, and the chicken would go, bah, bah, and then an egg would fall out of the chicken, and sometimes you get the golden egg, and every egg had a percentage off.
Wow, that is really good marketing. Listen up, people that own stores. Get you a chicken that'll lay an egg. I mean, that would be a hit, wouldn't it?
I would love to know what happened to that chicken machine. And I mean, we're talking, it was a big, I mean, because that baby rolled out some, and then you could get the golden egg.
Yeah.
I was thinking Nancy Dehart on that thread had made that comment too. That was what was great about Dale Mancho's. But yeah, you always went in there and you made your. You know what's funny though is how, like, when we talk about back in the turn of the century, Flora, how many people made their fortune?
Oh yeah, they made a great living.
They made a great living off of this.
Yeah, because they were getting all the business that Walmart gets now.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, it's kind of sad.
Yeah, it is very sad, actually, and I could go into a whole tirade about that. But do I shop at Walmart? Yes, because these days it's pretty much that you have to.
Yeah.
Some things you just cannot buy local. You have to go to Walmart. So a lot of people talked about Tottentine.
Yeah.
That is one that I remember.
You remember it?
I remember it. My mom would take me in there. I don't know if it was when we were just home visiting from Harrisburg or if it was before we moved. Kathy Johnson worked in there. And she scared me to death because I was a very whiny, complaining child. I was always sour. And
were you really?
Yes, and I'm not like that as an adult. Although I think some people read me wrong, but I'm really usually very happy and easygoing. And I don't think I was as a child. I apologize to my parents, but I was always like complaining about something, and I didn't like clothes shopping. I didn't like to wear anything that was uncomfortable, and my mom was always picking out cute things, and I was like, that looks itchy. Which, in my defense, it was the 80s, and a lot of things were extremely itchy. I mean, the polyester and the denim was like this thick and you know, itchy. But anyway, Kathy scared me to death. But I have realized, and I've told her this since then, but I actually grew up to be Kathy Johnson. Like, she was real, like, she's with kids, she was just very direct. She'd be like, well, what's wrong with you today? Why are you frowning? You know, she wasn't mean, but she would, like, confront me about it and ask me about it.
What's wrong with you, kid?
And I didn't know how to take that. And I'd be like, like, you know, and I was just scared of her. And and I grew up, and I'm like exactly like that with little kids. Little kid walks in here, I'll be like, really? Why are you upset? Like, tell me about your day. You know, and I'm not mean. I'm just like, come on, you know, cheer up.
The thing about Tottentine was Edie Dawkins started it. Then I remember when the Banharts owned it.
Yeah, I have a post about that.
But the thing about Tottentine, it was huge. It was both sides. Tottentine is where Pip and Kate is at.
Yes.
And then, but it had both sides. One side, I believe, when you walked in the door, the west side was babies' clothing. I think it was one of the only places, Tottentine, that you could buy infants. One whole side was infants, and the other side was teenagers.
So thus the name, huh?
Tot and Teen.
Yeah.
I think Tottentine is one of the most clever names.
Yeah.
I love Tottentine.
Yeah, Tottentine, it was a good store. I know they had really cute stuff in there.
Yeah, they did have a lot of really cute. Oh, yeah, I went there. Yeah, I was good friends with Cindy Banhart, and her parents owned it. What did you find? Did you find anything about Tottentine?
I keep confusing myself on these posts because there's so many of them.
It's not hard to
hush,
do.
Hush.
Not. Well, if you weren't a negative Nelly.
Yeah, I know, right? If I wasn't such
a sourpuss.
I know. Luckily, I'm not like that anymore.
Should we take a poll?
Yes. I think the majority of people out there would agree with me. I'm not like that anymore.
Well, when you and I together, all we do is laugh.
Right.
So I don't see the sourpuss side.
Yeah, no, I'm really not like that. Did I mention June and Leah's? I don't know what that is. You know, somebody mentioned that one. I didn't know it.
Yeah, I'd never heard of. Let's talk about the ones I'd never heard of that one.
Okay.
And I had also never heard of Mode O'Day.
Yeah, Mode O'Day.
Anybody want to tell us what that is? Send us something on Mode O'Day. And then there was a 1940s variety store called Smelzers.
Yeah,
that was mentioned in our thread, and I've never heard of those either. Yeah, pretty interesting.
Yeah, one thing Lisa Erbacher said, she said, Ollie's Jerry Knight, BJ's Betty Eckleberry. She's replying to another quote. But then she said, all of these stores, Country Squire, Tottentine, BJ's, all of these stores had their own wrapping paper for the holidays, and you could always tell where people had shopped by the paper.
Oh, I don't remember that.
You don't remember that? I don't either, but that's a cool thing that she remembers.
Yeah,
and I did, neat. I mean, back then, every store did offer wrapping. And if they didn't offer wrapping, they at least offered you a free box. My goodness, even if you went to Macy's or Dillard's, up until probably 10 years ago, maybe a little longer, they would say, "Would you need a gift box with that?" Yes, I'll take a gift box every single time.
Yeah.
Because I don't have boxes just
I don't
sitting
have
around.
boxes. Boxes are hard to come by anymore.
Yeah, well, everything costs money, and that's one thing they cut expenses on.
That's exactly right. Were you around? I'm going to continue on.
Yeah, keep going.
Do you remember whenever Fashion Lane?
Yes, I remember Fashion Lane. Now, did Brenda work there too?
I believe so.
I think she did.
Yeah,
I do remember Fashion Lane. I liked Fashion Lane.
Where Stanford Marketing is at now. Fashion Lane, that's where I bought my Lee jeans. Oh my gosh, when I was in the 80s, and I'll never forget. So they carried Lee jeans and chick jeans. So see, that's the 80s. Chick jeans, you remember those? Those were the jeans to have.
Jeans. Yep.
And I'll never forget Chris Kirk, my good friend Chris Kirk. She came to school with the pair, and she was the first one, I think, to have chick jeans.
Oh, cool. Good for her.
Good for her. Yeah, Chris had the first pair of chick jeans. Of course, then it was like
everyone had to follow suit.
Everybody had to follow suit. But and Lee jeans, you could always. I walked in there the other day. I went to Stanford Marketing to get some stuff for one of my exchange students, and even just I don't go in there a whole lot because Yeah. And I walked in there, and I'm like,
the memories.
Fashion Lane. It just flooded back. Why is the smells never leave these stores?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's in the walls or something.
It's in the walls. Did anybody else mention Fashion Lane?
I don't think anyone did. But we're talking about smells, though. Chris Williams, she says, my favorite memory is the smell of the live Christmas trees in front of all of the stores. They had the larger old-fashioned bulbs. Everyone would park their cars on Main Street on Saturday night, and people would mingle and visit with one another. Also loved shopping at Rexall's Drugs for perfume and aftershave.
Yeah.
Those were the days.
Rexall's, I did want to mention Rexall's too. Rexall's was right next door to Murphy's, where that photography studio is at now. Rexall's was a drugstore, but they also that's where you could get your high-end perfumes and all that kind of thing. Rexall's was a neat store. We did a lot of shopping there. And I have to I want to go back to Throgmorton Palace because once they went to the new location, we had the most beautiful Hallmark store.
Yes, I love that Hallmark store. I had some friends that worked there.
You want to talk about devastation whenever a store shut down. I think the whole town.
Oh, yeah, that was a sad day.
And they were there because I would go, they were there even in the 90s.
Yeah, they were there when I registered for my wedding in 99.
Oh, yeah, and every year I would go and buy the boys brand new Hallmark ornaments when they were little. Oh, and wedding gifts.
Yep.
And
everything
they
was there.
Everything.
Oh, yeah,
the
wrapped
Hallmark
it beautifully.
That was a sad day.
I actually went into a Hallmark Gold Crown store 2 weeks ago when I was in Champaign, and it was wonderful. It was so nice. And I'm like, I miss a good Hallmark store. Like, even after ours closed in Flora, for a long time, there was one in Effingham. It's gone now, too.
Yeah, they're all gone.
They're fewer and farther between.
They're all gone,
There's a nice one in Champaign if you want to go.
Let's take another commercial break, and we'll come back and talk a few more. I'm going to talk flower shops.
Oh, okay.
We had a bunch of flower shops.
Do you bowl like this? That's great. Do you bowl like this? That's great too. That's because whether you're a pro or you just want to have a lot of fun, at Pegel's Silver Dollar Lanes, we have a lane for you. We have galaxy bowling, gaming for kids and adults, Joe's Pizza, a full bar, darts, pool, and fresh and clean bowling shoes. Boy, does that smell nice. So come on down to Pegel Silver Dollar Lanes in Effingham, where we have a lane for you.
My name is Robin Stanford. I own Stanford Marketing. It's a promotional products business along with an embroidery business. And we do custom hats, t-shirts, anything, you name it, we can make it. People like that we do stuff in-house and we can actually make things here and that we're not contracting the work out to other places. We never say no. We always try to find a way to do it. If anybody can do it, we can do it. We are hardworking women, that is for sure. Come to Stanford Marketing in Flora for all your custom and promotional needs.
The insurance specialists have options to tailor to your needs at CSI Insurance Brokers. Experienced insurance brokers at CSI are skilled with all types of insurance plans and policies and represent many companies, including Safeco Insurance. You'll benefit from their detailed expertise, unbeatable premiums, and commitment to customer service. CSI Insurance Brokers and Safeco Insurance Company, providing affordable rates on quality insurance since 1952.
For over 50 years, at your locally owned and operated Royal King Supply in Salem and Olney, we've helped you and your neighbors enjoy an easy country lifestyle. We carry the most thorough sporting goods department around with a huge variety of hunting and fishing gear, camping equipment, and a variety of firearms for any need. Our team is here to help you find whatever you need. Open every day, it's Royal King in Salem and Olney, your locally owned farm and home store.
Welcome back to By the Way with Beth and Stacey. Today we're talking about stores in the downtown area of Flora that we are reflecting on and remembering fondly. And we had a shout out on Facebook to others to share their memories with us, and we got a huge response.
We did get a huge response.
And thank you to all that did. And we're trying to, I can't include all of them, but I'm trying to include a lot of them.
Yeah. But let's talk a little bit about Ben Franklin, which would have been a store you would have loved.
I would have. I did. I even then I didn't sew, but I remember going in there with my grandma. And I thought, wow, this is cool. And I could never ever. I walked through the fabric and I looked at like pins, like safety pins and the straight pins aisle and all that. And I thought I would never know what to do with any of this stuff.
Right.
Little did I know, but it was a cool store.
It was
It was in the shopping center, right?
Yeah, it was out there at Southern Garden. When Southern Gardens was built, I can't remember the year it was. My family, the Hemp Hill Masonry, they're the ones that put the brick on everything. So I remember when it was being built, and it had P and Hirsch. Not the new Dollar General, but with Dollar General out there. But it was originally P and Hirsch.
I don't know what that was.
P and Hirsch was another store that was like JCPenney.
Oh.
So you could literally go in there like a small department store.
Okay.
You could buy everything at P and Hirsch. Ben Franklin was out there.
Okay.
We also, oh my gosh, it was a restaurant, kind of like a Long John Silver's, all the way at the end. It was out there too, and it was a good place to buy fish. And but P and Hirsch was a really neat place. Like I said, just a small department store, and it was just really cool. And then Ben Franklin, though, was a neat store, too. I was sad when Ben Franklin. So, like, basically you had, like, P and Hirsch, Ben Franklin, Cousin Fred's were all those, kind of like those bigger. And we had a store out that the building is still there called Peevler's.
Okay.
And that is on the other side of Julian's, right across the street from the farmer's market.
Yes, it still says it on the building somewhere.
It does still say Peevler's.
Because I've wondered about that. That is a huge building. Some of you may... In the past years, it's been a resale shop. It's still got things in it, but I don't believe it's open anymore.
And Peevler's was just like Cousin Fred's.
Okay.
So, like, you could buy houseware and bicycles and Peevler's. I remember Joy Patterson, lady that I went to school with her sons, and Peevler's was a phenomenal store and large.
Yeah, it's huge when you get in there. And, I mean, it just amazes me that Flora had all of this commerce, all of these businesses.
Insane.
And it's just, most of it's gone.
Yeah, we're probably missing the boat on. I mean, we're
not covering all of them.
We're not even talking about diners and all the other stuff.
Yeah, no.
Oh, Sears.
Yeah, Sears.
There was
a Sears.
Yeah, Velma Sons owned Sears. Sears was where what's the quilting store down there? Bear
Paw Quilt Company.
Now, this is an interesting fact. Years ago, I remember it happening. There was a gentleman that came and walking downtown Flora with a shotgun. Okay? And he actually, my old shop there, the My Fair Lady building, I believe it was My Fair Lady when this happened, and there were people working. So this, I don't know where he came from, whatever, but he walked downtown Flora with a shotgun and shot through our windows. Yeah, with a shotgun.
Just shooting out windows for the fun of it?
Shooting out windows. Velma Sons was like, because literally, like, you had, like, My Fair Lady was right here, and Sears was right next door, and he, like, walked in, pointed right at them, loaded, and shot, and Velma's son saw him and ducked down underneath, because she had this big counter, like, if you'd walk up to, like, Act Automotive, like a big countertop like that. Then there were hairdressers, and they're working. That's like the old shop, like the middle windows a little bit different, because then he, like, as there were women in the My Fair Lady building, of course, they heard the shot, didn't know what it was, and he shot through that middle. And I'm not sure exactly how they stopped that, how that ended up happening, but I know he shot through My Fair Lady and he shot through the Sears store.
We'll have to look that up.
Yeah.
Madman on the loose.
Yeah, we really need to Yeah, we need to look that up because that wasn't too long ago. So we need to write that down.
You think in the 60s or the 70s?
No, it would have been the 80s.
Oh, the 80s.
It happened I remember it happening. Okay. So I would have been in the late 70s, early 80s. So we need to write that down.
Okay.
But that's an interesting fact about.
Yeah, downtown.
And I'm not so sure, and I'm really not sure, how they caught him. I just remember it happening. Yeah,
Scary.
Interesting story. Yeah, and he shot through them all.
Yeah.
He just walked down the street there. Interesting.
Yeah.
Another good store that we loved, Clay County Sports.
Yeah, I remember that one. Donna Krutzinger.
Yeah. Clay County Sports started with somebody else, and it started across the street there of that same block, the West North Avenue block, but where that karate studio is at, that's where it was at whenever I was in high school in the 80s. And then Donna Krutzinger bought it from, I can't remember who that was, and then she moved over to the others where the Tottentine, the one-sided Tottentine. Clay County Sports was amazing. She sold Nike and Reebok and all that stuff. It was a great store.
Shoes. It was sportswear. Like if you needed some orange and blue to wear to a game or something, that was the place to go.
Oh, yeah, you could buy cleats, you could buy everything. Clay County Sports was, when she retired, was kind of sad because it was like really a...
Yeah, it was a great business.
It was a great business.
A lot of people on my thread mentioned First National Bank, where it talked about Ben Franklin.
First National Bank?
Yeah, because it was downtown, so it's not really shopping, but everybody is talking about...
Okay, let's talk about it.
Well, Debbie Castle, she said, let's not forget First National Bank. When you went in to close out your Christmas Club account, it was always decorated really pretty. So maybe I know it was the main bank in town at the time. Almost everyone banked there, and apparently, they had beautiful decorations. Do you remember walking? And everyone must have had to walk by there to go to all the stores.
I don't remember.
You don't recall it. There was a few other people that said something about the bank too being so pretty. And that bank has been for sale now for a while, and no one seems to be buying it unless the Masons bought it.
The Masons
they
bought
need to do a little bit of work on it.
Yeah,
because it's always been such a beautiful building, but I noticed the paint is peeling and stuff on the white parts. of the building.
I really, when it comes to the Masons, there's Masons everywhere. You hear about the Masons a little bit. I would like to have more information on the Masons and what they do. Who's involved in the Masons and what they do. Now that you can actually probably get to them, I didn't, I don't know. I really want to have a conversation with them because I'm not really sure what they do. That's a ginormous building.
Yeah, I think
they've always had their upstairs, but that's a big old building.
That's a really big building.
It is. I'd like to find out what they're going to do. It'd make great apartments.
Yeah.
It would make great apartments.
Yep.
Which is something we absolutely need. What else you got there for me? Because I got some other things.
Barbara Bickers, she said, I got a bicycle from Gamble's one year for my birthday. It had a banana seat and high handlebars.
Gamble's.
Did we have a Gamble's? Or what do you think she's reflecting on another
I don't know
town
if we had
she
a
lived
Gamble's.
I don't know, but
That's
Gamble's
something for our viewers
is
to let
a
us
large
know.
department store similar to Macy's. It's the one that's featured in Elf. He goes to work at Gamble's.
Boy, I don't remember it. Huh.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe our viewers could enlighten us on that.
Okay. The other one I have left is Wilt's.
Oh, well, we did
how we
the
feel
whole
about
show
Wilt's on Margaret Duke, and we talked about Wilt's on that show. But this was the store that she started with her sisters. And
Margaret and Bonnie.
And I think there were three of them.
Yeah, there was. It wasn't Margie wasn't involved, but Bonnie Wilt and Margaret and the other sister, and they had one in Olney, and they were down the south end of town.
Yeah,
right
but
there
then
on
later,
East Drive.
Yeah, Clay Snyder said that his grandmother Mildred Venable worked at Wilt's for many years. The store was located in the Wilt house on East Drive where we lived, and she lived a few blocks away from us and would stop at our house on the way home from working there. And then Karen Wolf Harem, she says, my big shopping stores were Wilt's Outlet. My favorite brands there were Petty and Jonathan Logan. She also loved Ollie's Dress Shop, Maud O'Day.
Yeah, I don't know
and
about that
Man's Shoe Store.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's...
Before we go, there are a couple more things I want to talk about. We had some amazing florists in town.
Yeah.
We had the greenhouse. We had, of course, the Flora greenhouse, which started, the Swaniger started it. And that building it's gone now, but it was on the corner right where, right behind the old McHenry School. So, like when you're on Olive Street and you come to, after you pass McHenry School, you're that stoplight, that bare corner, and then you've got the church right here. Strong Tower Church is right here, and then right here is Christ Church. Right there on that corner was where the old greenhouse was at, where Swanigers had it. The building's gone now.
There's a house there.
No, it's gone. It's an empty lot. It's literally on the same block as like the if you're on Olive Street, it's on not the first road you come to, but the next road that's got the four-way stop. Right where the playground is, right behind Christ Church.
So it was right behind Christ Church, like where their parking lot is now.
Now across the street.
Where the other church is?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the same.
The Strong Tower Church.
The Strong Tower Church.
Okay.
But Strong Tower Church is over, it would be
left,
to
like
the
west.
Yard.
Like kind of the yard of that church.
The yard of that
gotcha.
church is where the greenhouse was
I was
at.
confused.
And they had beautiful florals and fresh flowers. They were amazing. Susan Swaniger was an amazing florist. And then we had Lucille's Flowers. Lucille's was a great place. My friend Christina Binky and we took flower arranging classes. We love flower arranging classes. And one I missed the most, Creative Gifts.
Oh,
the Childers family and Nancy Dehart.
Yes, I forgot about that.
You could go buy all sorts of stuff.
Yeah. They had
my
a great
gosh,
shop.
Creative Gifts was awesome. And Nancy was amazing. But I would say when it comes to the Swanigers and then Lucille's and Creative Gifts, we had some of the best florists.
We really
around.
did. We had good florists.
Beautiful. We still do now. Angela's is wonderful, and then Memorial Lane is wonderful. You know, and then of course, what was the one out there behind that? Pedal Pushers. Pedal Pushers came on a little bit later on, but these were the main ones I remember. And then we had wonderful jewelry stores. Of course, we had Heidegger's and Hills and my favorite, Mr. Cunningham.
Yeah, from way back in the day. Talked about him. Yeah.
We'd like to resurrect Mr. Cunningham.
I know. He was a pretty good-looking man.
He was a pretty good-looking guy. But Heidegger's and Hills. But when you talk about downtown shopping in Flora, man, we had it going on.
We had it going on. Wouldn't it be wonderful to have that again?
Oh, I would love. Now, because we literally went from a retail industry, now the downtown service industry. And, you've got hairdressers and accountants and lawyers and realtors, but we want to get that. We want to go back.
Business.
We are getting to where we're starting to maybe get some more businesses downtown, and there's some buildings empty. People are starving for it right now. And we get that music. I get Jim on putting me some outdoor speakers.
Yes,
we're going to talk about that when I get home.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay.
This is
do you have for perfect us? For today. Success is not the key to happiness. Happiness is the key to success. If you love what you are doing, you will be successful. By Albert Schweitzer.
That's good.
That is a good one.
If you love what you're doing, you will be successful. I believe that.
Oh, I believe that too. And like when kids are going to school, you're going to do this for 40 years. You better. I've been a hairdresser for 37 years, and I can honestly say there's never been one day that I wasn't excited to go to work.
That's wonderful.
You
Not
better
very
love
many
what
people
you do.
can say that, though.
No, I love what I do. People always say it because it's like said 37 years. They're like, when do you retire? And it's like, not planning on it.
Yeah.
Not planning. I only work 3 days a week now, but no, I'm not planning on it. I'm going to keep going. I'll probably be like this. And if I do have to dye, I hope I'm doing your hair.
Yeah.
Because at least you might
so too.
You might either that or you'll just keep talking and
I'll be like, Stacey, get up, get off the floor.
Finish this before you check out. Well, that's our show today, babe.
Yeah, that's it. So
I love that. That was awesome.
Thank you for joining us. As always, you can catch us on Wabash Channel 100 daily at 11 a.m. And then we're also on YouTube. And our YouTube channel is By the Way with Beth and Stacey. And I also encourage you to like us and follow us on Facebook. Our Facebook page is By the Way with Beth and Stacey. So we will catch you next time.
All right. God bless you and have a great day.